All right, family counselor Sash here with just a quick tip again for you today on counseling, some counseling tip for you today, all right? But today we're going to talk about grief. Good? Managing our grief, yes. All of us from time to time will go through a period of grieving, all right? And grief is simply defined as, when we lose something or someone that we love. It's an emotional response to losing something or someone that we loved or that meant a lot to us, all right? And so as long as we live, we're going to find ourselves grieving things and persons from time to time. Sometimes we grieve the loss of a loved one, a spouse, a child, the loss of a friendship. Sometimes it is items that we lose, like our possessions. We lose jobs. Sometimes people grieve over applying for jobs for many years but no success. All right, some persons grieve over retirement. Yes, having worked so long over the years, I know it's time to retire. What am I going to do with myself? Good. People grieve over even graduation, though it's a celebratory moment, but grieving the fact of living in a dormitory or going to school daily, or the friends that they will be separated from at this time because it's time to graduate. We'll no longer be seeing each other much, or maybe even talking to each other. Persons grieve anything, the damage of your car, the lack of promotion, or even getting a promotion and being taken away from your department that you're so used to and that you so love. All right. Some person grieve financial loss, and the list continues. All right. But grieving is a natural response that God has given to our bodies and our minds to help us overcome that which we go through. All right. There are many myths about grief. Some person will tell you you're grieving too long. No, there's no set time for us to grieve. You grieve as long as you need to grieve. Once you know you're actively taking measures to overcome that grief. All right, some persons will lose a loved one or lose some form of friendship, and they may not shed any tears. And another myth is that if you don't shed tears, you're not grieving. No, everybody grieves differently. Some persons you may not see crying over the loss of a family member or a friend or even a job, but they grieve from within. They actively put their grieving energy into something else. All right, another myth is that as time goes by, it's going to get worse. No, the truth is, as time goes better, as time goes on, it will only get better for you. All right, and so grieving is our body's natural emotional response to things that we will go through. All right. There are different stages of grief. All right. There are 5 stages of grief that I want to talk to you today about, and we acronymize it by calling it DABDA. All right. So the 5 stages of grief is acronymized by the letters DABDA, and we call it DABDA. All right. So the first stage of grief is denial. Yes, you're denying the fact that you have lost something or you have lost this person. No, you're like, no, this can't be happening to me. So you're denying the reality of the fact that what took place that is causing you to grieve really took place. All right. No, after you reach that place where you're denying it, then we reach to anger. The second stage of grief is anger, where you get angry at everything and sometimes everyone, and you get angry and you're like, why is this happening? Who is to be blamed? Why should he or she die? How comes I didn't get this, or how comes I've lost that? So you get so angry with the fact that you have lost something and someone. The third stage of grief is bargaining. Yes, we begin to bargain. Boy, if you do that, I will do this. And we begin to bargain our way out, hoping that as we bargain, things can change and that which we have lost can come back. All right. Then we reach to the other stage, which is called depression. Yes, depression, man. When you get that low feeling in your system, you're depressed. It's like you're just struggling to go on and to overcome that which is going on, and low mood just take you over, and you don't even know what to do with yourself. And then the final stage of grief, if you will, is acceptance, where you say, yeah, I've lost this friendship, I've lost this loved one, I may have lost this item, but life goes on. And that's when we reach a stage of acceptance. So the 5 stages of grief is acronymized as DABDA: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. All right. No, there's no set way or time to go through these 5 stages. They don't generally go in the same order as I've given them to you. The orders can change, and different stages, depending on who you are, will take a longer or shorter period. All right. I want to let you know it is okay to grieve. Yes, it's natural. And if you find that you have lost something or lost someone and you're not grieving, then it means that something is wrong. All right. It's just that when you grieve, we want you to actively do something about it. All right. Now, when I'm going through a grieving process, you may ask Counselor Edwards, what do I do? Well, when you're going through a grieving process, please, number one, don't go it alone. All right. Find someone, find some people, and face to face deal with it. Go to find someone to talk to, because talking about your situation helps, because talking is a form of therapy. All right. Now, get physical. Get physical in your own little way, or if you choose to go to a gym, get some exercise in. That will help you in grieving. I know sometimes when you're going through grieving, you just don't want to do nothing. But that is what the body wants you to react. That is how the body wants you to react to grieving. But that will not help you. Get physical. Go and look after your garden. Play with your pet. Get the exercise on. Find joy in your hobby. Do something. Just don't stay and wrapped up in the bed and curled up. That will only make you feel more, sad and down. That will only cause the grieving process to be more severe, and it can be harmful too. All right. So outside of that, though, what else can I do when it's time, when I'm grieving? Yes, face it, face your grief. Do not ignore your grief. Many people tell you to ignore the feelings and emotions that come up. No, do not ignore your feelings. Do not ignore what you're going through. Face it. Think about the situation and allow yourself to, those questions that are coming on your mind about what may have happened. Sit with it, think it through, and again, talk it through. All right. Seek the help of a counselor. Right. Seek the help of a counselor, because you'll be surprised to see how much when you sit down with a counselor one-on-one, just talking through the situation that you're going through will help. All right. Now, when we're going through grieving, it affects the 6 major areas of our lives. Physically, it causes us to lose our sleep. It causes us to lose our appetite. And so you have to take care of your physical health when you are grieving. All right. For some people, when they're grieving, they overeat, and that will cause you to get obese and to damage your body. All right. So deal with the physical aspect of your grieving. All right, psychologically, when you are grieving, it affects your psyche. Yes, all kind of thoughts, good, bad, and you name those thoughts come to your mind. And so you have to, in those moments, arrest your thoughts and try as best to produce more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. All right. Socially, when we are grieving, it affects us socially. We don't want to be around our friends. We want to lock away by ourselves. And sometimes when we're grieving, if we are around our friends, and depends our family, and depends on what the conversation is like, it can tend to make some persons get angry or feel like you don't fit in, or just be upset that you're going through your sad moment and you're talking about all kinds of stuff that is not relevant to you. All right. So grieving can also affect your social life. All right. Grieving affects your emotional life, of course, because grieving comes out of the emotions. So you have to know in that moment how to monitor your emotions. All right. And not let the grieving emotion takes over all your emotions, and then now you find yourself being miserable and being just hard to be around. Okay, grieving can affect us financially, yes, because some persons, when they grieve, they go through a financial splurge where they begin to spend, and that, when you come out of the grieving process, can affect you greatly. While some persons don't spend, they know they should be going through to the grocery store to buy food so they can cook. They know they should be buying little items to take care of themselves, but at that moment they're just so down in dumps that they don't even realize that financially the grief is affecting them. All right. Now, spiritually, grieving can affect you spiritually, where it makes you not want to evolve. It makes you not want to praise or worship or read your Bible or pray or do anything to develop your spiritual life. So you have to watch as you go through the grieving process, the different effects that it is having on you. It doesn't mean that all is lost. It just means that you need to take a stock of what is happening and allow the grieving process to go through properly. All right. So you must manage your grief, and if you can't do it alone, remember, call on your family members that you can depend on, call on your friends that you can trust and depend on and you feel safe around in this moment. Call on your counselor, call on your pastor, call on your psychologist, and we are here to help you the best way we can. All right. So I don't know what you are going through at this time. I don't know what you're grieving, whether the loss of a loved one, a friendship, a job, a relationship. Maybe you're grieving a divorce, maybe you're grieving whatever it is. But just know that it's natural to grieve, and grieving you can overcome as long as you put the necessary steps into place. All right. And so today, don't allow your grief to overcome you. Manage it. All right. Manage it. Learn about your situation. Speak to those who have gone through similar situation in grieving. Rely too on your support groups and get that positive support that you are. Remember, please, in this grieving moment, don't stay alone. All right. I know you may need a few times to be alone, but don't practice staying all alone, because you'll be surprised to see the negative thoughts that can come to your mind when you are grieving. All right. We want you to grieve healthy. All right, so today, if this grieving counseling tip has helped you, remember to like, subscribe, and share. All right, hit that notification bell, and so that I can continue to bring these counseling tips to you so that it can help you along your life's journey. Here today is another counseling tip from your counselor, Sashali Edwards. Have a good day.